everyone. Welcome to the Anchor in the Light broadcast. My name is Ashley. I am a life coach, and I am super excited to be able to chat with you guys today. The message that has been on my heart to share right now is how to tap into your own inner light worker and the amazing benefits and uh, repercussions of self care. So, a lot of people tend to think that light workers are some, angelic beings that were sent down here to save the world, to do all these things. And it's just, it was just easy and magical and, um, just kind of like fairy tale like. And the interesting thing about it is it's actually the complete opposite. So, light workers are actually people that have gone through their entire darkness and have come out the other side and shown others the way. And why I say, anyone is capable of this is because it's just a matter of choosing whether or not you are ready to go through your own inner darkness. A lot of times, people can't handle the darkness of the world because they can't even handle the darkness of themselves. So, light workers who have already traveled through their own darkness and understand and are able to look at things through a different, clear perspective, a healed perspective, are able to take on the world situations and look at them and dissect them and bring things to light. That's what makes someone, be able to transmute the dark to light. It would be very hard to do so if you were, not able to face your own darkness. So, right now, we have so many people who are ready to go through that path, to go through their own inner darkness because the contrast and the pain is so extreme for them. Um, and as things come to the surface on earth, they're coming to the surface within our own bodies. So by doing so, and by healing those things that are coming to the surface in our own bodies, we are healing the world. So this is an individual effort. No one is saving us. We are saving ourselves. We are embodying the consciousness, the higher consciousness in our own selves, and transmuting that darkness within ourselves. As we do that on a collective level, by the millions and millions and millions a day, we are essentially raising the vibration and raising the frequency of Earth. So, this is pretty amazing. So, being a light worker is someone who is, in my opinion, someone who has gone through their own darkness and is able to look at things from a completely clear perspective without judgment. You were oftentimes, what I always say is you replace judgment with curiosity. And when you do that with yourself, instead of judging yourself for maybe having some dark feelings come up and some old emotions and all of these things, you know, insert curiosity instead. Whenever we insert curiosity, we open up doors in our mind. We want to understand why things are this way. When we do that, we can uncover them. We bring them to the surface, we bring them to the light, we're able to transmute them. Whenever we bury them and say, oh, I don't want to feel that way, I don't want to feel that way, and you just cover it up, things get deeper and deeper and deeper, and then they're never healed. So, tapping into your own inner light worker is simply, you know, replacing that judgment of yourself with curiosity. Be curious as to why you feel certain things. Your higher self is there to assist you and let you know maybe where this came from. Maybe it was from your childhood. Maybe it was from a past, deep rooted situation in your generational trauma and in your family. It could have been a number of different things, but your higher self is there to assist you so that you can understand it and uncover it. I know a lot of my trauma was generational trauma. It was not mine to be carrying, yet I was carrying all of this weight. And when I looked back, I could see my mother, my grandmother, her mother, all the things doing the same thing. And I chose to end it. Um, Mostly because the pain was so great and I knew I was here to do a big task. And I didn't want to carry that anymore. I didn't want to pass that down to my kids. So a lot of light workers, are the same way. They don't want to pass it on. They say it ends here. So tap into your own inner light worker by becoming curious about your feelings, about being whole, being healed. Be curious about what being whole and healed feels like. And I have a video on my YouTube channel about what it feels like to be whole and healed. And that might be something, just for you to kind of tune into to get an idea. Of course, everyone's is going to look a little bit different, but that will give you an idea of, what how the possibilities that are available to you. A lot of times, we don't know the weight until we feel the freedom. And when we don't know the weight, we don't know how good things can get. If we've always been stuck in debt our whole life, we don't know what financial abundance looks like. If we've always been, filled with pain and trauma, we don't know what love, true love, and freedom feels like. Okay, so we got to start within ourselves, and then as we're doing this, it's important to take massive self-care. And what I mean by that is, whenever we're going through these phases and these things within ourselves and transmuting the darkness within ourselves, and tapping into our own inner light worker, we need massive self-care because all of that stuff is coming to the surface. And as it comes to the surface, it's not a regression thing. You're not going to be regressing about all of these things, but there's going to be a lot of letting go and releasing. And letting go and releasing means, you are choosing to understand why it was there, and you're choosing to not let it be a part of you anymore because it's no longer serving you, and you're choosing something else. When things come to the surface and we understand why they're there and we realize we have a choice, then we're able to choose differently. But a lot of times, with generational trauma and things of that nature, we don't realize we have a choice because it's what we've always known, it's what we've always seen, it's what we lived, we grew up with. So we don't understand all the time that we have a choice, but we do. And that's took me many years, a decade, to learn that I have a choice to feel differently. I don't have to feel the same way that my mother did. I don't have to feel the same way that my grandmother did, or even my father. So by doing those things, there's going to be a lot that comes up. You're going to become a different person out of this. Um, and it's going to be amazing. So as you transform, you're in this kind of cocoon and you're becoming a butterfly and you're waiting for that next phase. You might not know what that freedom, you 99% of the time don't know what that freedom stage of your life looks like, what that healed stage of your life looks like. You've never been there. And that's why I said, tune into that video that I did, and I'll post a link below here, to kind of just give you a little bit of an idea of what you're looking for and what possibilities are available to you. So massive self-care can look like many different things, but mostly it is giving yourself grace, giving yourself permission to feel, giving yourself permission to become a different person, giving yourself permission to not make decisions on the spot, giving yourself permission to take your time. As you're going through this, everything in your life is going to change. Everything in your life is going to become, you're going to be looking at it through a different perspective in many different stages throughout your healing. You're going to end up, looking at your finances differently. You're going to end up looking at maybe your kids differently, your spouse, the way you take care of your body and you eat, the food that you put in your body. That is such a big thing. It's just one piece of the puzzle, but it's a really big thing. Whenever you look at yourself through a whole healed, you have, emotional healing and you're emotionally healed, you're not going to want to put all them toxins and, chemical induced foods into your body that maybe you were doing before, because you're going to look at yourself, you're going to value yourself more because you have put the work into yourself. And I've helped so many of my clients do that as well because, a lot of times whenever you're going through this, it can be messy, it can be confusing, it can feel, and not everyone knows what to do. So, as someone who has completely gone through that healing process and gone through all of the darkness and was able to turn on the light at the end of the tunnel so I could bring other people through. I could tell you it's much easier to do when you have someone helping you, but not everyone has that. For the first however many years of my healing journey, I didn't. For the first couple years, I didn't. I was just kind of seeking out people as much as I could, but I was on my own. I was the only one in my family that was choosing a different path. And that looked like, to me, messy relationships. I had messy, messy relationships going through this process. So thankfully, I was able to, meet my husband, and we kind of healed together because he had a very similar situation. So it was very interesting. But I invite you to give yourself permission, give yourself time, give yourself the need and the care and the assistance that you may need. You might need someone to kind of help you, guide you, be a mentor to get through this. And like I said, that's what I've helped so many people do. And it's amazing. It's truly amazing to watch people's transformations. Or you might be someone that, just likes to do things on your own, but you need a little bit of maybe verbal, or I'm sorry, not verbal, but like written guidance. You need some, like a textbook almost type thing to tell you what to do, and you can do it on your own. And thankfully, that's something else that I did too. I created an ebook called Let That Shit Go, and it helps you do that. It helps you do that. And I'll drop a link to that at the bottom of my website. I'm sorry, at the bottom of this video, in case that maybe that's the type of person that you are. You just need a written out guidance of what to do and what to let go of and where to start. Maybe a starting point. Um, these are all things that I wish I had whenever I started my healing journey over a decade ago. Like I said, I was walking through it in the dark. I had no idea what I was doing, who to look. I had nobody kind of showing me the way. So it was a very long, drawn out, it took me a decade to get through this long, drawn out path that I was on. But again, that's I'm so grateful for it because it showed me what I needed, what I didn't need, and how to help other people a lot faster, right? So just take massive self care of yourself. You can tap into your own inner light worker. Anybody can. Anybody can. Um, and again, you're not just some holy being sent down here to save the world with that has gone through nothing. It's not like that. We have gone through our own darkness. We have, and we are ready to take on that of the world and help people. And that is why the earth is shifting so much right now, because there are so many light workers on this earth. Yes, there is a reason why we are here, why each light worker is here on this planet at this time. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that we came here knowing that that was our purpose and that was our job. We came here probably with so much trauma and we worked through it. So that's a little bit about what it's like to be a light worker and how you can tap into it yourself. Anybody can do this, guys. Anybody, and everyone deserves to be whole, healed, and happy. Everybody deserves that. So I invite you to tap in, tune in, turn on, see what you find. And just be curious. Be curious about yourself. Give yourself some time to go inward and kind of shut out the outside world. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. As much as the chaos looks right now, it's very chaotic right now, but it's going to be okay. And the easiest way to get through it and the easiest way to understand what's happening in the world is to go within and start there. That is your starting point. It's very hard to understand, and to be honest, I would like to say, no one can ever really understand what's happening outside until we understand what's happening inside, because we're viewing things in the world through our trauma. Whenever we do that, we can't grasp what's happening. We're not able to look through it through an objective lens without taking sides and teams and getting into that whole thing, right? So this is very much of dark and light over everything else. It's not just political, financial, global. It's all the things. It's dark and light, and that dark and light starts within ourselves. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that today. Drop a comment down below if this was helpful or if you feel like you are on that journey, or if you need assistance with that journey. So drop a comment below, let us know where you're at. And I will chat with you guys another day. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.